Wellington College, the first of two under-20s tests that will be played between these two sides. There may even be some talk of some summer rugby at women's under-20s level as well, but plans of those are in the pipeline. Ball kicked over the top and into the backfield. It's Zoe Jean who made the initial carry, and then it finds Elisa Rifonneau. The ball has just gone forwards from Rifonneau to Clémentine Pages, one of those players, or in fact two of those, who played last year at this level.
Yeah, it was really unlucky there. They caught the catch clean, and it was just a nice, really a reload down this short side here to attack off. It's just unfortunately that we went forward.
Clémentine Pages, the France number 7. Has that sort of physique similar to 6 and 7 Gaëlle Aumé, who is having to make do in the senior side with the space on the bench at the minute. No doubt much to her disgruntlement, but it's England who on the scrum have Tori Sellers getting it away. Lizzie Duffy just needed to make sure she found the room she wanted as she got that away to Loughborough Lightning's Fran Goldthorpe. Sellers will look back to this side. Twin brother Ben, no doubt, keenly supporting. At the time it was Catherine Wells, the Worcester prop, with the carry. And England just looking to get over the gain line. They can rely on Grace Clifford to do that. England looking to appeal to France, appeal to the referee that they went offside. Rifonneau goes off her feet as she tries to rip that turnover. It was decent clear out work, and now there is an advantage being played. Katie Buchanan trying to get through, having made her under-20s debut in that winning match against Scotland. England just perhaps a little guilty of being flat there as they waited for possession. Well, that was momentarily after the whistle gone. Need to be careful of dumping a player over the horizontal.
Yeah, it was some great play by the forwards there, trying to get momentum, and they were shortening up the line really nicely. Just wondering on that last ruck down the far side there, if the back line could just get on their feet and look up, because there was 4 of them against 1 player down that side.
Heads up rugby and learning that, seeing the shapes. That's a lot of what Lou Meadows wants to see in this side. Independence of decision making.
Yeah, as I said, they were doing really well to shorten up that line, but even the wingers have a look up. There's a lot of space in front of them, and just letting Lizzie Duffy know, you know, that crossfield kick could be on, because she's shortening the line really well with the use of her forwards.
England line up working successfully. Then they drop it back for Duffy. We've certainly seen joining of the line a couple of times from Katie Buchanan. It's a loose one on the floor. Not the easiest, and in fact it has gone forwards in the process.
It just seems on some of these moves that some of the backline may be overrunning each other. I just want to see them allow each other to take the space and see what they can do. They had a very good side go out against Scotland, a lot of good tries, and I just want to see like some of the girls take off and see what they can do against the France team.
Holding width, is that what you need to see more of?
Yeah, holding width and just allowing the person on the ball to take a little bit of space, so width and a little bit of depth.
Pen advantage, Blue. Leave it.
France under a fair amount of pressure at this scrum, and they've got a penalty advantage from it. They are going to play.
Still playing pen advantage.
Given the opportunity to. Rifonneau was well tackled by Niamh Orchard. Played away. Wasn't the easiest, and then France knock it on. They will come back for that penalty, but the fans, the supporters, lovingly cheering everything. 7th under-20s cap for the likes of Lizzie Duffy, who's one of those on the England side who's been in with the seniors ahead of the TikTok Women's Six Nations.
Yeah, it's great that she's been pulled up to train with the squad, especially as a fly half. It's nice to get in the mix and start learning how to and being confident to be able to tell the likes of like Poppy Cleals and Marley Baggers what to do. And it's great that she can now take that and bring it into this side.
Not scary at all, those names, are they?
Yeah, not at all.
France line out. Well, it wasn't straight, and in fact it's a really good bit of work at the tail from Maisie Allen, co-captain for the game, and she's been such a bright light at Exeter Chiefs, one of Susie Appleby's charges down in Devon. There or thereabouts for plenty of Player of the Match nominations over the course of the Allianz Premier 15 season. Nuggety sort of player.
She is definitely a name that you look out for on a team sheet. When you go to play a team and you see her name pop up, that is one that you look for and think, oh.
Another one of those marking the Zoe Harrison channel.
One on your front marker, please.
I'll leave it there, I promise. Good platform for England, this. Just tiptoeing to the edge of the 22. Gloucester Hartpree's Amy Dale. Oh, it's just not quite gone the way she might have wanted. Le Barry plays it away. France kick away the advantage, and it's just going to come down for Leah Brough. Just wanted to ride the contact to allow the support to get there, which it does, as it's then away from Allen onto Gabriella Negrelli. Bristol Bears.
Don't milk it next time, please.
Little looking to draw the penalty from Tori Sellers there. She could see players offside.
That is a classic Leanne Riley. I'm sure she must have been watching her games from when she was playing. But it's great to get the pen while they can, dropping it into the French 22. Let's see what they've got now that they've entered it.
Yeah, another chance to build from this side. The line out on the far side didn't quite go to plan. Lots of movement towards the tail, but that's much better from an England perspective. And well, you can see Nicole Wythe there just engaging at the back alongside the hooker, and they are now trying to engage that and get going. France certainly with plenty of capital in there to provide a bit of resistance to England. Having to get Hina Ikahahegi out of the way, and Kiara Zago in the red scrum cap. But England do still have possession. Now they manage to go to ground, but where's the ball?
Knock on there.
Well, I think perhaps a judge that France had possession, and because they couldn't get it to ground, England have ended up with the scrum.
I'd love to say I know a lot about Moles, but unfortunately I can't really comment on that. But what I can say is it's great pressure. We're now getting a scrum on the French 5 metre line, which is what we want. It'll be exciting to see what they do off this one.
Crouch. Bind. Bind. Set.
In from Sellers, looking to get it out. Duffy, oh, managing to straighten. Is anyone going to stop Lizzie Duffy?
Back, back, back.
Got as close as that. England will look to reload.
Back, front, blue, white, line.
Back line is spread over to the far side. Try has been awarded.
You know, that was great to see by Lizzie Duffy, just taking it on her own, challenging the defence, seeing if they could step up and knock her back. But yeah, it was great to see her take it on by herself, and then the forwards flooding really quickly off the scrum to cover her and get that try.
It's going to be one for the dubious tries committee, this, I think. Gabriella Negrelli, I think it was. Lizzie Duffy then to add the 2 points. Through it sails. England leading France by 7 points to 0. And it's the forwards in the end who do the job first.
It's a great start by England. It's just constant pressure. Let's see what they do now as soon as they get the ball. Are they going to put the pressure back on or try play out?
Really good take under pressure from Dale. Wells offering on the first carry, and Duffy looking downfield. Labarrie was underneath it, so was Maillet-Levy. Sells the first dummy, then out to Riffono. France trying to play a little bit of jouet by keeping it alive. Big hit there from Dale. You might need to be a little careful as to whether it was high, and I think in fact the assistant on the near side has given the call that it was from the Gloucester Hartpury hooker.
That's a great exit there by Lizzie Duffy, but we've only got one chaser, which is allowing France to come back down that side again. It's just, for me, if we can get a few more chasers on this side so it doesn't allow them to come back this way and make the metres down the touchline.
Katie Buchanan, you could see she was trying to keep it in, but actually just going to end up being the France line out. It would have been anyway from the penalty. So there's a good chance from the visitors. Riffono. They go to the tail. Now France will look to engage this. Chiara Zago on right at the back. They drive forward. England have collapsed it illegally according to the referee. So Labarrie. They know they've got a shot to nothing here. They decided to just drop that from 12 to 10, and then they've got a little bit more width on it here. Can Flavie Lane find some room? England do well to come across and cover defensively. Solid enough. France still in possession. Negrelli having to work hard defensively as well, as France look to try and come through the front door this time with Mayembwe. The referee sensing that nothing is coming of it, so it's going to bring them back for the penalty. There's just the right amount of niggle between these two at the minute every time the ball is needed or players are just caught in a little contretemps.
It's the classic England-France rivalry,
isn't it? It starts well down the age grades, this, doesn't it?
It really does. That was a fantastic try-saving tackle down the touchline there by Goldthorpe.
Retreat, please, wait. 5, yeah.
Fran Goldthorpe made her under-20s debut against Scotland. Also played a course in the Rugby League World Cup.
Are you at 9?
It's probably where she gets her tackle from, that Rugby League.
Down from Zago. Urging her countrywomen on to drive at her. It's in the hands of Zoe Jean, who breaks. Oh, it's a goal line dropout. England have done a brilliant job to stop that being scored. Zoe Jean would have thought for all the money that she was scoring France's first try. But England, superb defence on the line.
Yeah, Katie Buchanan, she was ready for that. I think, who was it that just dropped down, tried to run over, and she was like, no, you're not getting over this time.
From the goal line dropout. Awa Tunkara, oh, it nearly opened up for Morgane Bourgeois. Now it's going to be there for Riffono. Plays it away. Good hands initially from Mayembwe, but eagerness to try and offload. Has just seen France fall foul of the error. Mentioned that the France senior coaching team are present. Gaël Mignot and David Ortiz, of course, in the middle of the TikTok Women's Six Nations campaign. France, who will be playing Wales in round 3. But Mignot, between my old A-level French and her time spent at Richmond, between the two of us, we were able to have a conversation, which talking about the importance of the France side from under 18 through the 20 through to the senior side as being feeling like one squad and one team. It's a good dummy from Jean. Wants them to feel like they're all part of the same team culture, and it's been borne out. A number of these players who have been training with the senior side, including, of course, as we mentioned, Riffono, who was playing against Ireland, are now back with the under-20s. If they could get game time with the under-20s whilst also training with the seniors, that was important. Mignot was telling me pre-game. I did happen to ask whether that sort of outlook and connectivity between the teams was already present as she took over from Annick Ayrode, and there was a gentle shake of the head, shall we say. So certainly something that she feels is important for the players coming through. A handful of this France team were playing when these two faced each other a year ago. You can hear the cheer of Alele Bleu going up from the fans. Oh, but England will get the penalty. France boring across in the scrum to try and hold on to possession.
Yeah, I just think this has been a great 5 minutes from England here. They've been in their 22 under pressure, and they've just not let France in at all. And now, like, the pressure's back on France because they've gone into the England's 22 and got nothing out of it, and now England get to play.
Clearance from England. It's another one that's gone over the top. Amy Dale just putting a little bit too much on a few of these line-out throws. But of course, as anyone in the forward pack will tell us, there are several moving parts to a line-up that you've got to get right. Now France might have a bit of room here. Zoe Jean, can they isolate the last player? It needed a little bit of the juggle, but it will be the try. Owa Tunkara into the corner. France hit back.
Yeah, I've mentioned this short side before. France love coming back down it. I just think England need to get their heads up a little bit and just spread out and just be alert that they are looking to come down it a lot. And it's not just the backs that are reloading down that short side for France. It's also, I think there was a back row on that one.
Yeah, Zoe Jean, the number 8, who went so close before, and well, it was a pretty good execution of the 2-on-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, she wasn't greedy with it. She didn't do a show and go like I would probably do myself. She gave it to a winger who ran it in.
So France with Morgane Bourgeois, another one of those who's been involved in the senior side. Was also involved in this match a year ago. Decent nudge as well. Enough to carry it over. We are all square. Not sure if we're allowed to call this Le Petit Crunch, but certainly at under-20s level. The rivalry is just as strong as at seniors.
Hiding white.
Duffy. Allen was trying to get under that. France have just let it bounce a couple of times.
Through the middle.
A few coaches will tell you that's a cardinal sin, and in fact the pressure from England has drawn the penalty as well. France coming in from the side to try and maintain possession as the England defence came sniffing for the ball.
Yeah, just got a little bit loose there from France, and it was great to see that the girls picked up really quickly and counter-rucked it, and now pressure's straight back onto France.
Dale needs to get the arrows right here. Looking to go to the tail again. That's better. Oh, well. It's not better. Not straight is the call. Neve Orchard was the one who brought it down, but it's going to be the option to France, who will take the scrum.
Okay. Carry on.
Yeah, England are doing really well at getting back into the French 22. It's just the end little bit that just needs to click for them.
Let's go, please.
Yeah, Nathan Morris is the man who looks after things, all things forwards for the England under-20s.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
England backline currently looking like sprinters, looking to get out of the traps and put the pressure on France as they make a really decent carry. How about that from Anna Masip? Little dummy of the ball back inside. It has come out, but in fact it's come forwards and then been played, so it's going to be a penalty from the offside.
Knocked on first, then she was offside.
Duffy is going to try and stick this into the corner on the far side.
Yeah, it looked like Sellers was really eager to tap and go that. I can see why she could be quite eager, just because the lineouts haven't been going too well. But this is another chance for them to get it right and hopefully get over the line.
It's one of those. A couple go wrong and confidence can dip, but when a couple go right, you can be right back, can't you? England then looking to try and exert their forward dominance once more, and they're really close now, and they've engaged nice and tightly. Dale is at the back. Sellers is urging them on. There's only going to be one result. It's Amy Dale scoring the try, and England strike back against the French. The forwards are doing the business so far.
I think Dale could hear us and knew she had to get those darts right there just to get over the line. They're on the 5 metre. You've got to come away with a score after being in the 22 like that. Do you know what was great to see as well was Buchanan being really alive. She came down this short side because no one was marking it, so even if the maul had stopped, there was the option to go back down that short side and her to get over the line as well.
Keeping all the options open.
It's really key, that is actually keeping the options open. It's like wingers always being alive, trying to find ways to get their hands on the ball, which is great to see that she is alive and she's working hard and she's eager to get it.
Just paused mid-run-up for a moment. Duffy went through with the action, but it did end up just being hooked past that upright. So 2 points will be left out there, but plenty of time left in this one. England leading by 12 points to 7. Much better execution from the catch and drive. Negrelli.
Use it!
Really good comms there from Maisie Allen, just telling Tori Sellers not to rush that pass out because the pod that they wanted there with Neve Orchard wasn't quite set, wasn't ready. They were able to just play to the referee's timing of how quickly it needed to be used. France looked to try and play. A little bit in each other's pockets at times where they're trying to play that little tip-on offloading game. And they they do manage to make it. That's slightly better to find Grenoble's Emma Poula.
No hands, White, leave it.
Played away again. Bourgeois joining the line as first receiver on that right side. Ball is a little loose though. In fact, tiptoeing into touch.
Okay, knock on into touch.
While the French try and play down this near side, it's the pressure of England
So you have option of a
that
scrum or the
ultimately
line now.
cause the problem.
Okay,
Yeah, you
forward.
can see this French team are really
Wide.
trying to play and get the
Knock
ball
on into
wide
touch.
for their wingers to take off, and you could just see Nancy there calling the girls over because they got a little bit short. It's just leaving France to be able to explore the option of going to the wing and getting the ball into their hands to take off. So it's, can England be quicker at getting their heads up and spreading out just to stop France being able to play?
England have got Pip Hendy on that left wing, the Gloucester Hartpury player. She's offered in the centre, asked to take a role on the wing today, but Lou Meadows really backs her defensive work. So
Set.
England, the likes of Nancy McGillivray, aren't too shy to give France that option down the right side, knowing that Hendy is there to help shut things down. Just cutting back against the play. Anna Masip.
Thank you, stay there.
France look at the options, look to come down short side again.
Inside, carried
Now
out.
it's boot to ball. Buchanan is underneath it. There needs to be communication between her and her fullback here, but she's done well.
Balls out. Balls out.
Knows that modelling her game on the likes of Abby Dow and Claudia MacDonald is not a bad thing to be doing. Two of England's flyers scoring a total of 7 tries between them against Italy in the senior TikTok Women's Six Nations. Little show the ball from Bourgeois, then got caught, then threw the ball away, and well, if looks could kill, Morgan Bourgeois and Flavie Lane just gave each other a bit of daggers about that little moment. And in fact, obviously when a ball goes forwards it's a knock on. If the player in front plays it, it can be an accidental offside, but if it denies the other team the advantage that was coming, well then it will be a penalty, and that's what our referee has decided will be the case.
Yeah, Buchanan's working really hard here. You know, she took that great catch, and then she got on the back of Duffy's kick there. Still, for me though, I just need other people to start connecting with her when that ball's being kicked, because it's France end up having 3 players behind the ball catcher, and we've got 1 English player on the French. So I just need people to connect with her so the French don't have that option to go down short side with hands.
Of course, of Zoe Harrison, Saracens and England fly half, who is with us here at Wellington College, as England lead France 12 points to 7. Bouncing through the tackles. Caprals. That was better from Nicole Wythe. And coming through the middle, ball judged to have gone forwards on its way to Gabriella Negrelli. Nicole Wythe, she's not going to be too shy of some of the physical stuff. Her auntie was an Olympic wrestler for Canada, no less. Ohanewa Akufo. Wythe, who plays a rugby with Harlequins.
Yeah, England just built some great momentum there. It's just unfortunate that ball went forward. I think Lizzie Duffy was wanting it on that next phase to get some of her fast-paced girls on the ball.
Bind. Set.
Away from Laberry. Maya Levy, the fly half, just with a little jink, went back the other way. Now it's there for Leah Bruff, but there's some work to do. She runs into the France
Off the front.
defence. Laberry. Well, France are looking to try and come back down this short side once more. Have to be careful not to die in contact with the likes of Maisie Allen, looking to get stuck in. France haven't got too much room here. They do find it wide. Oh, that's good strength from Tunkara. who then gets on her bike. Tunkara's got Labarrie inside, manages to make the pass. Lizzie Duffy's trying to chase down Labarrie. It's a stunning French try. They're going bananas in the stands. Tunkara absolutely sitting down the England defence and getting over for the score.
Yeah, just watching that try, I thought, you know, we're all covered. We're man up when you've got the girls putting them under pressure and attack, because there was only 2 of them to play. But then you see Tunkara take the ball and just sit down 2 of the English girls and just fly down that wing, and it was great support line by Labarrie.
Good support play from Labarrie.
What I am liking to see with these French girls is they're really playing some heads-up rugby. They're getting around the corner quickly. There's people wanting to get the ball in their hands and play. And also the 10 is looking up. She's looking at what options she can. Can she kick? Can she run? Can she pass? She's really using all the options that she can.
France take the lead in the game for the first time then with the conversion. Duffy's restart. France are going to come through the centre. There will be a penalty. It's going to go against Wide for not rolling away. Labarrie, little stuttering run. Oh, they're going to find their way to the wing once more, and Tunkara knows she's already had one moment down there of swatting away the white shirt, so why not try another? And Bobby New Winger certainly enjoying herself out there when given the opportunity.
Yeah, just Goldthorpe again, hunting down those tackles.
England need a little bit of consistency. Oh, commentator's curse. I'll have to apologise to Nicole Wide for that later, but France have got the ball again and they're coming thundering into the 22 with Clémentine Pages, and now is the opportunity for them to go again. They keep it alive. This is super from France. It's Maëlys Ngassa under the post. England completely short-handed. France passing through the tackles, and Les Bleus really playing with their tails up now.
Just as I said before, France are looking to play. Can we get this England defensive line round the corner quicker? It just looks like the girls need to get their heads up, realise what numbers are on what side and match it. Just seems like they're not doing it, and it's just allowing France to be able to play with their quick ball and get their hands.
Maëlys Ngassa getting the score, but I think the freeing of the hands and getting through, keeping the ball alive down the line was key aspects.
Yeah, she's really enjoying taking this ball to the line and getting her hands free and just dropping other players into space.
These hands through initially, and also from Masip. Centre to centre, and then the conversion from Bourgeois. England need to make sure that they keep in touch with this scoreboard as France push themselves out to a 9-point lead. England 12, France 21 now. Duffy. Jean, another trademark carry. Labarrie. France are just beginning to settle a little bit more into their offload game. Came off an England hand
Advantage
and
over.
was an advantage to France, who kick it away.
Leave it now.
To try and follow up on the tackle, but Sellers is there now for England. Allen.
Good
Two
roll,
to stop her.
one.
Look out the back. And Duffy. And now Buchanan on the right. That battle between Buchanan and Tunkara is
Hands blue.
really going to keep us fascinated. Oh, real juggle needed from Neve Orchard. Did well to hold on to it. England will get the penalty. Players not rolling away.
Roll first.
Important giving the time on the clock for England to try and make this stick.
6.
Certainly seen two forwards efforts that have proved successful. One very much the catch and drive, the other a couple of phases under the posts. Is it going to be more of the same? France trying to compete, but that was a really good line out from Dale to Orchard. They want to continue getting some go forwards on it. They've been given the call of once though, so Sellers may have to have a look at it, but Dale's going to go on the break. Dale's going to do it herself. Oh, Amy Dale. Gloucester Hartbury hooker taking full responsibility for England and scoring their third try.
Do you know what? If the catch and drive is going to work, then absolutely keep going to it. Dale just popped round the side there. It was great to see because they all just spread out. The back line spread out. They left a little hole for her. It was great to see. She had heads up and just went through the hole.
Still just a little off the radar from Lizzie Duffy. It looks like England may be looking to make a change. Certainly down below as Kendall Wardby is stripped.
Oh, I've been told by England they want to make a sub.
There seems to be some confusion as to when the player is going to come on, but in the meantime France will restart. England have narrowed the gap to 4 points anyway. Just what the doctor ordered towards the latter end of this first half. It comes back for Duffy. Levy looks inside for Jean and then Bourgeois. Looking to just go over the heads of the last line of defence for England, which has proved relatively successful, but Leah Bruff is going to try a run on the outside, and it's just gone forwards from England again, and the applause you may hear is from all of the French supporters just down below us.
White 6. Thank you, substitution.
So it's going to be Nicole Wythe who makes way. Kendall Wardby, who is a convert from the back row. He's going to come on in that back row position, back row, front row. But on she comes.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Wait there, 9. Yeah.
France looking to put a lot of depth on this, but England come up and try and shut it down. Anna Masit was the one as first receiver to take it up and then put plenty of depth on it. Tori Sellers with a good tackle. Oh, now the little chip and chase through the middle. That's going to work really nicely. Buchanan came across to make the tackle on Levy. Labarrie, Tunkara. England are certainly keen to make sure that they don't give her any space that she's been afforded over some points during this first half. Oh, Masit just got the offload away to Ikehegi. Referee looks at the watch and decides that will round off the first 40 minutes. Engrossing first half. Plenty of tries to entertain us in the sunshine in Berkshire as well. 6 tries all in all. And 3 apiece. A brace from Amy Dale for England. Gabriella Negrelli the first on the scoreboard. And for France, well, Tunkara helping combine with Labarrie then for the second. And Ngasa going in under the sticks. France then with the lead by 21 points to 17. Zoe Harrison, your thoughts on that first 40?
I think that was just a classic England-France rivalry first half, that one. It's good to see that it's 3 apiece. It's very exciting for the second half. What I would like to see from England, though, is what France are doing is just offering a little bit more in terms of the hands. You know, a few of the tries, as you can see, have come from the driving maul. Don't go away from it, I say, because if that's what works, that's what's working. But I want to see this back line come alive. The back 3 are very, very pacey. Also, Goldthorpe at 13, she's getting through some work. Can we get her hands on the ball, see what she can do? But as we were seeing in the first half, they were just overrunning each other a little bit. So I think now that when they go into half time, it would be good to come together, talk about that, and figure out ways that they can get their fast girls onto the ball.
In terms of that running into each other, in terms of taking up that space, what is it that causes that? Is it an anxiety to feel like you need to do the job yourself? Is it about not trusting those around you? Why do you think that's happening?
I don't think it's that. I think they're trying to support each other, but it's actually allowing the person on the ball to take off and do what they want to do. And I think the other girls are just getting a bit too keen to get close to them to support them. But I think, you know what, allow them to do what they want to do, go into players, you know, give them a one-on-one, and then get next to them when they really need your help. Like, as I say, just let them do their thing and then get to them.
Voice of Zoe Harrison, England and Saracens fly half is with us for this one, as France have the lead by 4 points at Wellington College. And well, it was certainly plenty of perhaps what Simon Middleton's England side got a little bit criticised for come World Cup time or in the build-up, which was the famous catch and drive. But it is such a weapon in global rugby, in men's rugby, and certainly for England it allowed them to get a foothold in the game early doors. Yeah,
it's a massive weapon, as you said. Yeah, a little bit criticised when we're at the World Cup, but as I said then, if it's going to work, it's going to work. That's how they've got 3 tries up, is from that driving maul. And if it's going to work, why shy away from it? Because if that's going to win you a game, that's going to win you a game. My analogy was on Xbox, if that was your superpower, why would you not press the button to do it? That's how I saw it.
I like it, that's excellent. I mean, do you ever stand there as a fly half and think, oh, I'm not going to get my hands on this then?
No, obviously we always, in the back line, we've got people active, we've got a move to come, but as I said, it was one of our things that worked really well for us in the World Cup. So obviously it was that first. If that didn't work, then we had other stuff as well. But as you can see in this Six Nations, I think the girls are trying out a few other things against different defences. But in the World Cup, you know, the defences they were difficult to get past. And if that was our super power, let's call it, then that's what we were going to go to.
Yeah, I love that break from Amy Dale, who was able to take full responsibility for the last try that allowed England to really close the gap after France had gone out to a 9-point advantage. Well, everybody at Wellington College is just off grabbing themselves a coffee, having a moment. Of course, the conversation's going on in the two changing rooms. France, who, well, I understand, are looking to play more to a blueprint, more to a game plan. Lou Meadows, who wants this England side to be thinking for themselves, making more decisions out there on the pitch.
What I'd love to see from England is also the back line helping out Lizzie Duffy a little bit more. As I said, sometimes they could be the ones to come down the short side. It's can people like Nancy McGilvery and Fran Goldthorpe step up and be the first receiver on the other side to Lizzie Duffy? Because from my past experience playing France under 20s, they will mark the 10 quite a lot. So it's can McGilvery, can Goldthorpe shine here, standing at first receiver and offer something different that France might not be expecting?
Well, great to get the thoughts of Zoe, who is alongside us, and of course the second half will be coming up very soon. But well, this week's O2 Inside Line episode shows what the Red Roses were getting up to in camp leading up to their second TikTok Women's Six Nations game. A particularly big week as Marley Packer took over as the team's new captain, leading the Red Roses to a 68-5 victory against Italy.
First video with Marley Packer as England captain. Yo, so I'm Marley Packer, and these are my friends. Hey ladies, they just want to get in on us. We're just having a new. They're just getting all my best angles. Yeah.
So it's bag competition where you have to design the outfits of the people and nudge that they look like Balenciaga.
So for me, plan for shirts is probably the most nervous thing I've been thinking about since the conversation. Sarah Hunter gave me a call after Mid said to me, I'm going to make you co-captain, Marley, and I was going to have to give the new caps the speech or about how their journey is of becoming a Red Rose and then give them their rose, which is something that I'm great at talking sometimes, but like things like that in front of the group, I probably will be stuttering. So all day today, I've been finding my information out about Emily Robinson and Delaney, and I've put a little speech together for them. Bear with. All right. So it's a great honour and privilege to be doing this tonight. For everyone sat in this room, you know how special it is to be receiving your first cap, but it's even more special becoming part of this Red Rose family. I just want them to enjoy it. Rose not red! Red!
Ball is in there with Packer, they spin it out, there's Aitchison, long pass out wide, it's been taken, and it is scored! Jess Breach goes over. Crossfield kick comes in by Aitchison, Breach is there waiting, she pops the ball back into Dow! Glorious! The last World Cup they won in 2014, and that is a dominant scrum, I can tell you that. Aitchison to Ema, McDonald with the show and go, still McDonald going! She's going to finish that, she doesn't need anyone with her. The English juggernaut continues to roll. They are 2 from 2 in this Six Nations. They're going to be taking on Wales next at the Arms Park in Cardiff.
And to see the full episode of that episode of O2 Inside Line, make sure you head to the England Rugby YouTube page. So hopefully not too long until our teams rejoin us here. England trailing France by 17 points to 21. As part of our series looking at stories across all 10 clubs across the season in the Allianz Premier 15s, we sent our cameras to Harlequins and Exeter Chiefs to find out how sisters Emily and Flo Robinson handle being in direct competition with one another. A little bit of sibling rivalry.
Robinson.
It's 2 days for the big game in Twickenham. Harlequins are playing Exeter Chiefs and I'm playing my sister Flo. I'd say mine and Flo's relationship is pretty close. Always best friends growing up, played in the same teams, football, rugby, hockey, lacrosse at one point, but rugby we always played as well. Obviously being a bit older than Flo, I started first, so started playing for the team that my dad coached. So I was 5, I think, and then Flo would have been 4 or 5 when she joined as well. But obviously both played with the boys until under 12s. We only played together for a year, but I was really good, really good, yeah. I don't think either of us would have got anywhere near where we are without Mum and Dad. They'd be there every session when I say that, like, wouldn't miss a game. Dad would turn up with one of those flip cameras to record each game, and he'd have a tripod that he'd come with, probably absolutely freezing watching us, but try and pick a decent sort of spot before the game to get a good angle.
Well done, Flo. Super.
Yeah, it's really good to watch those clipbacks. I think it's definitely been a while since I've watched any of that footage. Used to watch that obviously probably every Sunday night or every Monday after the game, so really cool. Just nice to see me and Flo play together. Obviously it was only that year, but I really enjoy playing with her, so that's nice to watch back. I miss Flo a lot. I probably text her a lot more than she texts me. At least once a week we'll try and have a decent catch up. Always nice to speak to her.
There's always like incidences when I was younger and stuff where he'd have to like help me or defend me. I don't think I was the most strong child. Then when we actually played rugby together, that like transferred into that, where if I was being a bit ratty or something and tried to start a fight, I couldn't necessarily end it. So
you start it and I'd end it.
Me, so that was quite nice.
We're walking over from the stoop to the stadium in the morning, which would be cool. So I'm going to see Mum and Dad on the way in.
I was on the phone to Mum yesterday and she was like, they want to film me, but I can't miss Emily walking. I think she's quite excited.
And of course, if you want to see more, that feature is in full. You can head to the Premier 15's YouTube page to catch up with that one. Now then, we are not far away from resuming on this second half, but of course we are in the midst of the 2023 TikTok Women's Six Nations. England with 2 wins on the board out of 2. But of course we have games to come, taking on Wales and Italy. Oh, sorry, Italy that had already taken place. I apologise. It was a chance to get your tickets for the big game at the end of April. We know how big this is going to be. Over 42,000 already sold, with the series that will finish against France at Twickenham. EnglandRugby.com/tickets to make sure that you are there. It is going to be quite the day, because England, who are away to Wales in the next round of the TikTok Women's Six Nations, and then we'll be on the road to take on Ireland, and then that huge game everyone looking forward to against France at Twickenham, to take the record from Eden Park that was set at the Rugby World Cup final just 4 months ago. Will you be part of the record-breaking crowd that will be at Twickenham? Also announced this week that the Sugar Babes will be the half-time act at Twickenham. So if you haven't bought your tickets yet, push the button and make sure you can join us at Twickenham. Now, it turns out that if you're in the right position up here, you can get brought all sorts of teas and coffees. Though Zoe Harrison passed up the opportunity.
Yeah, I didn't want to take half a cup of tea. I thought that was a bit disrespectful, actually, that he offered you half a cup of tea.
England coaching staff doing the rounds and offering cups of tea.
It's nice when you're not in camp. That's what you get. Normally it's you having to offer them cups of tea.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome to the other side.
I think I might stick here now.
We've got an exclusive for you then. So France back out first. England come and rejoin us, and well, can fully expect Lou Meadows to make a few changes, give a few people a bit more of a run, and I can see that Renika Bonner is certainly one of those that has come out for the second half. We saw a change towards the end of that first half as well. Kendall Wardby coming on for Nicole Wythe. France will be feeling buoyant, having gone out to a 9-point lead in that first half. Second half underway. Great to have your company wherever you're tuning in this Easter Saturday. Hope you are sat nice and pretty wherever you are watching this match. The first of 2 internationals that the England under-20s will play against France. Return leg will be in France. Negrelli was positioned to be underneath it. Gets the shout on the shoulder, but Negrelli was, of course, always going to just go forwards and take the contact as England sit with a little bit more depth. Slightly risky one over the top, but it is there now as Sellers will play it away. There aren't too many numbers over on that side, and well, the pass has nearly beaten everybody, but Renika Bonner did well to get hold of it. It's also Renika Bonner's birthday today, so she's out there hoping she'll have plenty to celebrate later as Amy Dale, double try scorer in the first half, comes forward. Duffy. England try to find a little bit more room, but really well hunted down was Nancy McGillivray from Exeter Chiefs, who's playing in that 12 shirt. But England are certainly looking to try and go through the phases and use the forwards and backs. It's not the quickest service. They do try and get round into those outside channels, and that's much better. Over the gain line that time. Now in they come.
Nothing coming.
Had an advantage that was being played.
Just seems every time England get on a little bit of a roll, it's pulled back from the pen. I was getting a bit excited then. We had numbers up, and I was ready for them to pass it.
I feel like the advantage might be coming, didn't it?
Yeah. However, it's a better start from England there, coming out at half-time wanting to play the ball a little bit more.
On the line, Blue.
And it's patience, isn't it? It's having the faith that actually, although you may not be crossing the gain line each time, you're sucking in more and more of those defenders, and that the spaces will appear.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, we went backwards a bit, and I was like, oh, is Duffy going to kick this now? And then the next one we went forward, and I was like, yeah, yes. Then we had momentum, so we started to pass it a bit.
England out the back through Duffy, having come through McGillivray. It's gone forwards though.
I think we've had a bit of a change in the back three here. Buchanan's gone to 15, and Bonner's come onto the wing.
Yeah, Leah Bruff has made way, hasn't she?
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Hindi is looking after the far side, defensively speaking.
Carried in!
Not an awful lot of time for Levy. And England with Buchanan.
Right foot,
Just
keep coming,
managed to
Blue,
slip the
keep
tackle
coming.
as well. Dale.
Tackle now!
England play out the back. That's a little bit better. McGillivray trying to find the room. The pass to Bonner wasn't the greatest though.
Yeah, just the last two passes to Bonner haven't been right in front of her, so it's had to be a bit of a reach and a bit tricky for her to catch them. I'd like to see the ball go into her hands, because she's been great in the Allianz Prem 15s this season. She's a little pocket rocket down the wing, she is.
Down off the top of the line, but that one called not straight.
Scrum squad. Better that time. Good, maintain it. Okay. Very smart.
Amy Dale, the England hooker. Told she loves a spot of disco music, bit of rock and roll, bit of Elvis Presley. Down for a bit of that, Zoe Harrison?
Crouch!
It's not my cup of tea.
Five! Set! Stay down,
Madari.
7.
They're looking to bring in the winner here, and it's another bust from Tunkara. Offering another option coming in off the wing, off the back of the scrum. And then another solid carry from the skipper, Léa Champon. Now France go down the line. They'd momentarily forgotten to do it whilst moving forwards. It was all a little bit flat-footed, but now Bourgeois thinks she's spotted a bit of room here. Nobody in the backfield momentarily for England as Pip Hendy goes back to get hold of it. Wallops a boot through it. It's going to come down in the centre of the field, and Bourgeois will get hold of it. Nobody in the back corner for England, and she spotted that little bit of room. Buchanan has covered across well, but Tunkara has also followed up well. Duffy is there to help protect. Fly half doing the job as the first player there to actually get in and help secure possession, stop the counter ruck. Now it's back with Duffy, who was in the pocket for the clearance, but it's only going to find the French hands, and Zoe Jean was just on the outside of Maë Levy, and France keep it alive. England look to try and get the ball, but Levy will play it once more. Oh, they couldn't quite get it to the outside channel. It was so close as Renika Bonner helped tidy it up. England will breathe again.
That was a really good play there by Bourgeois in the backfield, like noticing that there was no one home for England. I have noticed that a bit in the first half as well. There's just one lonely person in the backfield having to cover it all. I think the back three just need to start working a little bit more together to create a bit of a pendulum, so France don't have the option to put it in behind them. However, for England, I think they need to look up and realise how covered the French backfield is, because there's three constantly in the backfield, which means there's going to be space in the front line. Lizzie Duffy just exited them, but I thought Nancy McGilvery and Bonner, they were wide open because no one was marking them, because they'd all dropped back for the kick.
Yeah, it's a decision teams make, isn't it? How much are you going to drop back and cover the backfield versus giving up space in the front line? That's much better from England in terms of the line-out. Well brought down by Lily Ives Campion, who's such a bright light at Loughborough Lightning. One of those players who's on the fringes of the senior side as well. England cut back into where the contact is through Maisie Allen. Now it's back for Duffy, who's looking for a semi-crossfield option. Tunkara, it's beautifully picked out of the sky from the winger. Just scragged enough defensively from Buchanan that stopped her getting going. Whatever it takes. France, having made a couple of changes onto the field for them, has come Amalia Bozzola. Maisie Allen came round and sensed the ball was being played, but the referee's arm has gone out.
An offside.
It will be an offside penalty.
7.
What's nice to see from France is they've actually got 2 kickers on the pitch, which is, it does make it harder for a team because you don't know who's going to kick on what side, especially as I was saying that England, their backfield, there's one person getting a bit lonely back there, so to have 2 kickers being able to identify that and putting pressure on one person is not easy.
The French have stepped Bourgeois up into the first receiver here, and here she is, but Line-out's not been the most entertaining area of the game this afternoon, with a few going wayward.
Well, hopefully this one goes well for England and we can get out of our own half.
Orchard. Negrelli gets it away. It's a really solid carry. Kendall Wardby. Now fired back for Duffy.
Wait! Yeah, you're good.
Ngassa just on the outside. Oh, and then has done well to play it away to Flavie Lane, and Lane is flying down the far side, plays it back in field. France have got support on the inside. Oh, are they going to use it as England come across to make the tackle? They just about stopped Clémentine Pagès, but France will load again, and they are there to run it in through Morgane Bourgeois. And this under-20 side at times looking close enough to the senior side in their ability to execute. Stunning score.
Just as you say, the ability to get the ball through the hands, and it's not just the back line, it's the whole team. It's a whole team effort there. And the support lines, the 9 is popping up everywhere off people's shoulders. She has done it all game. You see her once there's a break, the 9 is with them.
Yeah, Labéry has been doing a brilliant job, of course, at senior level.
But it was excellent to see they were all spread across the park there. That could have gone to anyone, that ball.
Ready to reload as well, weren't they, as soon as the tackle was made. Lawson Sous, of course, having retired in the senior 9 shirt. Pauline Bourdon, who is now leading things in that department, but certainly in Annika Labéry in the Lyon 9, they've got a future as well.
I'll give it to France. They do have some very good 9s.
Some chap called Antoine as well, who
yeah, I've heard about him before.
Fairly handy, isn't he? Yeah. It's another good conversion from the try scorer as well. Not too bad a personal tally so far for Morgane Bourgeois, Bordeaux fullback, who gets the points, and France go back out into that lead. England 17, France 28 now. Change being made for England as Niamh Williams comes onto the field, the Wasps front rower.
Inside.
Lovely take from Negrelli. Buchanan offering herself. Good ball presentation as well. We'll be pretty happy with that. The Bristol Bears at number 8, and Dave Ward, Bristol Bears head coach, is also down in the stands below us. So that's much better from England. Bonner just about played it in field, and but France look at the counter ruck, and well, I thought the referee may play advantage there. She'd already given the knock on. Half an hour left to play. I think Lou Meadows and the strength of this England outfit perhaps hoped that victory was more attainable than it's currently looking.
Yeah, I think as she said at the start to us, she was looking more for a team effort from the England girls, and no doubt they've put everything into it. But I think sometimes just things needed to click a little bit better.
Haven't had an issue so far, okay? I need you to maintain as tight you can scrummage out.
Referee wants the front rows to maintain their height once the ball is coming in.
What I have noticed is I think Bourgeois and Levy have swapped positions, which is very interesting. As I was saying earlier, I think someone else needs to step sometimes up at first receiver instead of Lizzie Duffy and change the way they're attacking. And for these two to be able to swap position halfway through the game like this, tells us that that's what they offer.
Yeah.
Two different people at first receiver.
And Masip is another one. France 12. Oh, they look to go quickly through Labaree. The referee says they were 3 metres in front of the mark. England needs something to get their heads up. They've gone for absolutely everything there. But England do well to keep the ball in, and Renika Bonner getting right into her stride. Could do with seeing a bit more of that, and Zoe Harrison is pointing to where the space is for England as they come down this side and look a little bit more like themselves. Decent running from Fran Goldthorpe. Just didn't feel like the offload was on. And it's Niamh Orchard. They can rely on Orchard to get across the gain line. That was a nice tip on as well to send Catherine Wells forward. France, though, managed to get in position to effect the turnover.
And that was the click we needed from England. There's some great momentum there. It's just unfortunate that tip on ended up having a player isolated and then a turnover ball.
Another one of the French replacements is just getting ready down below our commentary position.
Substitution. 5.
Taina Maka, the noble player,
5 blue.
coming onto the field. Who is it going to be for? Chiara Zago
Let's go, please, blue.
will leave the field. French fans certainly having more to cheer about this second half so far. Bourgeois. France with good depth and good pace onto the ball, and that was the skipper Champon. Bourgeois got the fend out for Duffy. Come around the corner once more. Oh, it's really good physicality. Oh, and then the footwork. France are away again into the 22. Labaree was looking for where the support might be after the work from Levy to just somehow thread a way through. Masip puts the ball on the toe. That may not quite have been the right option. And is anybody here for France? England, the only chase from Buchanan. She's got to let the player off the floor, or she can obviously try and get the ball in terms of turnover. Labaree, is that ball out? Plays it. Maka. Labaree looking at the options. Masip was just held on to. France just knock it on, and that will be the sweet relief that England need, because I think they're blowing after that couple of minutes.
Yeah, just going back to that, the nines that we were talking about, was a great step there by the nine. Fooled everyone, I think, even the crowd.
She didn't fall on you, she had her body weight.
But yeah, as I say, this French team are playing a bit jouet now. Got a bit of confidence behind them. It's exciting to see, but England, as I said, they need to keep getting their heads up and the defensive line set and ready, so to not allow them playing that jouet rugby, and even sometimes getting two in to the tackle and really stopping that ability to offload.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Tori Sellers played a bit of GB handball, also been a trampolinist as well. A trampist? I don't know what the right word is there, to be honest, but you know what I mean. Oh, look at this from Masip. England did well to stay in the outside channel to cut down the passing option, but France prey on the loose ball and do well.
Nothing coming.
Just a little loose again, but that was
in the tackle.
Toulouse prop Lou Roboam. Looked to be a pretty mobile option.
Here's the mark, let's go please, Blue.
Approaching the hour mark, Zoe Harrison. What can you do, what conversations can you have from your 10 channel, perhaps from your experience, to try and get yourselves in the right areas of the field at this sort of point of a match that no doubt you feel needs one or two things to happen before you notice it slipping away?
Well, yeah, as I said earlier, for me, it's let's get the go forward from the forwards and then start attacking. But also, can we get McGilvery and Goldthorpe finding ways to attack maybe off of them, changing it up? Because I think Duffy is getting put under a lot of pressure. They're just going for the 10 because a lot of the stuff is being played off her. Let's see what the other two can do, and if we can start playing off them and changing what the picture is for the French. Also, just from here, I'd probably look to try start getting out of our half and playing more into their half. We don't want to be spinning the ball in our half when they're already, you know, a try ahead of us.
Let's go.
Changes made up front for England then. Eve Swales, Catherine Baverstock coming on. Sam Sharps and Loughborough Lightning respectively.
Set!
Baverstock, one of those who made her debut against Scotland, as did Swales.
Use it!
France are going to run once more. And it's Tunkara. Real athleticism. Ngasa. Final channel they look to try and play there with Flavie-Laine. France managed to come forward, but now they've knocked it on. Laberry won't be able to play that. Maë Lévy, though, France number 10, who plays for Montpellier, she's looking so assured, so comfortable on what the right option might be as she plays.
Going back to what we spoke about was how to flip the pressure here. What I'd do is as Lizzie Duffy has been doing, exiting, but I'd exit and try to get it off the pitch. As we know, the lineouts haven't been great from either teams at times today, so let's get it out of our half or near to our half and then put pressure on their lineout.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Bit of movement in the scrum before the ball is in.
New front row, same expectation. The mark. Okay? Both of you. Both of you. Crouch! Now. Bind! Set!
Granny's going to have to pick. England under pressure. Sellers.
No hands!
McGillivray was happy to help provide the platform, and now the clearance will be made into touch. Not quite the meterage that England might have wanted, but certainly it'll take it out of the 22. France making another change, coming onto the field, Orban Rousset.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you said, we didn't get probably the meterage that we would have liked, but this is where the forwards need to go.
Right, take a step, please.
Put the French team under pressure and hopefully win it back, or make them fumble.
Oh, again, it's not straight, and England will have the option here. Zoe Harrison is coaching from the COCOM seat.
Must be a psychic.
Numbers England. 5.
What are my lottery numbers tonight, please, Zoe?
No, I'm keeping them to myself.
Okay, fair enough. Eve Swales played a bit of England under 18s.
One on that one. Yep.
Was captain of the side last season. Oh, and it's gone over the top. It is going to be a tidy up job. And then the little offload out the back. That was nice from Niamh Williams.
Forward.
Oh, and then the transfer of the ball.
My elbow.
Yeah, it's just that last bit we didn't need. We just needed the carry, just the platform to be set, and then Lizzie Duffy could hopefully get to work and kick the ball down the field, and let's get our fast girls chasing it and putting France back under pressure. We just did not need that extra tip on. I think this is where the girls need to realise to go back to basic, play very simple, set that platform, and then we play off it. Just not getting too excited when they think they've made a little bit of break.
Perhaps acknowledging that the game plan needs a bit of tweaking at this point. Laberry on for Bourgeois. Oh, they're coming around the corner here, and Gassa needed to be stopped and was superbly by Buchanan as Laberry is then tackled. And this is France knocking on the door again. England need to be strong defensively once more. Laberry. Oh, it's another big run at close quarters. Has the try been scored? Oh, referee saying held up. Ikahegi must have thought that she was in for a score there.
France are really putting England under pressure here. Their ruck speed is a lot quicker than England's are, and quicker than England getting set in defence, which is putting them under pressure. So if England can be a bit sharper and quicker, it will stop France being able to play how they like to play.
It's a really good depth on the goal line dropout. It actually sent the whole of the France team back a little further. Duffy. Oh, it's just chipped it forwards, but Tunkara may not be the person that she wants to see with the ball. It's Tunkara with the handoff and the sprint into the corner. And at times it's naivety from England that's gifting France the opportunity. It's a second try of the match for Hawa Tunkara.
I just think that one needed to go a bit deeper, just pump it downfield and get some chases after it. We've played too much in our own half and in our own 22 that I know there was a few numbers, but it was either needed to be hands, so it definitely went into someone's hands, or just put down the field to go chase and put pressure off of us playing in our own half.
But it would have had to force those wider France defenders to backtrack, wouldn't it? And actually they were able to stand their ground and through the error capitalise, and well, it found one of the quickest players on the field.
Yeah, that is the last person you want want to be having the ball. However, just looking back at a few phases before when France tried to come down this short side near us over here, Buchanan has done a phenomenal effort this game in her defensive reads and how she's tackling the girls. She's putting them down straight away and not allowing them to run. And a couple of times she's actually stopped them from scoring. She held the ball up in the first half. She's just stopped that one from being scored there. It's great to see that a winger's taking control of defence.
Another successful conversion from Bourgeois, who takes a personal tally of 15 points.
Hold on, just wait, please.
France up to 35 now. And this is slipping away from England. Gabriella Negrelli leaves the field. Certainly one of those with plenty of credit in the bank from her performance. Got the first try of the match and has looked pretty good since. Makes way, and Steph Else, Gloucester Hartpury, is onto the field. France now trusting the offload game a little more, and England are having to work super hard just to try and stop the go forwards, and Tunkara then involved with the pass of the ball to find Zoe Jean, and look at the meters France have made. Well, eventually stopped, and they needed to be from an England perspective.
Yeah, I was just about to say someone needs to get their hands in and disturb that ruck. The speed that France playing at is helping them a lot in terms of the meters that they're then getting off it. Just needed someone from England to get in, disturb it, slow the ball down, and make them not be allowed to play their jouet that they like.
Caroline Sinet will be very much enjoying what she's seeing from her French side, giving Lou Meadows plenty to think about. Orchard tried to take it from the top, and then it's just been knocked on.
Scrum blue. go that side now. Yeah, height.
It's just a little bit unfortunate for England. They do something good and then the next bit we give it away. It's how do we get that consistency so we can play on it?
Plenty of learnings for all of those on the field.
Head in. Set!
Step up to international rugby. Less time on the ball, having to make decisions at a quicker pace.
Yeah, as you say, that's what this is all about, is getting those learnings in now. So when you do that, get the call up to like the Red Roses camp, or even for an international camp, you're ready for what's to come. And what's great to see is that all these under 18 girls are here as well, watching on to see what they'll be going into next. And then obviously some of these under 20s have been called up into the Red Roses camp, so they've had a feel of what that's like as well.
Not too much movement on that scrum. Labourie was hoping that she might get a call for a penalty, but it stayed a little cleaner, and England need to get lower on the tackles here because Aubin Rousset has made a fair amount of yards herself, and Bourgeois, and then France are going to play again, and perhaps it needed Ngassa to stay wider on the outside. She'll fend away at Lizzie Duffy, but Duffy stayed in the fight well enough to bring down the French outside centre. Bourgeois rushes in. Masip. England do well to get around the ball initially, slow it down. Bourgeois looking for the crossfield kick. England there again with Buchanan. Tunkara tried to get hands on it. And the excitement to play has seen the error from France. Good patience from England defensively when France had the ruck on the 5 metre line.
It's just that excitement you get when you got numbers up and you think you're in, and then you just take your eye off the ball when it comes to you, and then unfortunately it just went to ground.
Clementine Pranges guilty of the knock-on.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Five tries to 3. French have been allowed to enjoy themselves at Wellington College a little too much from an England perspective.
Yeah, we're just allowing them to play, but also the way that they are playing is so exciting to watch. The hands that these girls have is phenomenal, and just the way they're just taking on players one-on-one and then giving it, and then the next person one-on-one, and it's just leaving the winger in a lot of space to take metres down the touchline.
Of course, this France under-20 side, well, they will have watched their senior side get so close too many times in terms of a Red Roses opposition. Seem to be France's bogey team. They just cannot get past the Red Roses. They will have another chance on the 29th of April. If you've not got your tickets, englandrugby.com/tickets to join the party. It's going to be quite the afternoon. It's the early kickoff as well of the day of Super Saturday for the TikTok Women's Six Nations. Will it be the title decided by then? We have another couple of rounds to go, of course. But we would expect England and France to be in the tussle come that final match. And you can perhaps see the hunger on some of these under-20s faces. The experience to start trying to beat England sides, prove that they have what it takes to get those wins at the top level against one of the leading sides in the world in terms of advancing the professional women's game.
9 and 11, substitution white.
Just down below our commentary position, Lucy Weaver has waited to come on, as is April Ishida. And on they come. Been a good game from Tori Salas. And Lucy Weaver. Sister Jess will no doubt be watching on proudly. You should are on to win a 4th under-20s cap.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Big shove from the French pack. England going backwards at a rate of knots. And it'll be a penalty to the visitors. And look at the celebrations. Absolutely loving that forward effort.
That's the pressure England didn't need right now. We needed to get that clean scrum and the ball away quickly. We don't need to be playing any more in our own half, or well, in our own 22 really.
And the French, having enjoyed that dominance, fancy the chance to go again. Amalia Bazzola, the Toulouse tight head. She is no small animal.
Crouch!
Quite the challenge for Catherine Baverstock. Oh, but the early engagement from France. Too excited to try and get the advantage. It'll be a free kick to England. Duffy just having a word. It's just a free kick, don't forget, not a penalty that she could kick straight to touch, so that's why it's just got the distance downfield, and it will be now Maya-Legan Gasser, who rather gassed herself to the floor at that point. Are England in a position to win the turnover? Yes, they are. That's much better. And it's in an area of the field that might give them something to build on here. And they need it.
Yeah, I think she was just a little bit too quick for herself then. Her legs got away from her. But this is what England need anyway. Can they use this opportunity now to close the gap on France?
On the AR, please, Blue.
Line out needs to go well, of course, as Swales looks for the options. It was certainly on the inside, and it's only gone backwards, so Weaver will play away. McGillivray, oh, Duffy was in the outside position that time as 10 and 12 had shifted, but just took her eyes off it. Knock-on advantage will be with France. He's going to beat everybody. It's a nice kick over the top from Anna Lachardoi, who has come onto the field to replace Ineka Lavery.
Yeah, that was some great heads-up rugby there. Realised that Buchanan was stuck in the middle of the pitch and on our own to just put it back, and now it's pressure back onto England around the 22 again.
France call it to the front, get it spot on. Melanie Blanchard, replacement hooker for the French. England look to monitor the short side, and in fact the knock on will allow Maisie Allen to come away with it. There for Weaver, just looking to try and step around the tackle goes Baverstock. Duffy waits for it. Can England find a bit more depth on it? It's a loose ball again. And once more. And Tunkara is breathing down the neck and makes the tackle, and England suddenly find themselves a metre from their own line. Weaver. England continue to make the offloads in dangerous areas of the field. Back with Duffy. Not much room to work. Ball was not backwards. Cleo Ajal. Now Ngasa. Masip awaits in the outside channel. Oh, and it is now with Anna Masip. Well tackled by Buchanan. One-on-one, she's not put a foot wrong. France managed to step around the next one, and they continue to go forwards with Blanchard. Now they'll play. Bourgeois through the middle. Option of the offload was there from Melis Borak, but she did well to hold on to it, and England have come away with it though. They need the support to get out with Buchanan. Has been made. Bonner is in the wide channels. They'd love to try and get it to the flyer, and they might just step back in field, and they needed to. Option of the pass on the outside from McGillivray. She perhaps did well to consider not giving that, given the blue shirts that were lurking. France looking to get in position for the turnover. They don't make it. Weaver onto Duffy. Weaver reloads with Duffy once more. France send 2 in to make the tackle on the Sale Sharks fly half. Back come England. Shorter tip on that time, and they were looking for that next offload around the corner, Swales, you could just see, but there was nobody there. But now have they got some room? Needs to straighten and go through, needs the support there now. Weaver gets there. Offload was nearly the option. Baverstock takes the carry. Then it's a little bit more space, and that's better for Swales. Looks over the left shoulder. France go in for the turnover. Lost their footing in trying to do so, but it will come back on the French side. Bourgeois, slightly aimless kick that time from the French 15, but she's not done too much wrong over the rest of the match. Now then, bounce of the oval ball has worked out for Buchanan, and Gasser gets in on the ball. Oh, you wonder whether the referee might have thought about giving that one. But Weaver, she's had a little look down the far side, but she's going to come back. Swales, who made the initial line break. Weaver looking again into the middle. McGillivray goes route 1. What you want from the Exeter 12. But France, what a turnover that is. Oh, it's superb from Léa Champon. And now they might have a chance to play. It goes to ground initially. Tunkara will play it out. France from inside their 22. Kicking it away. Tunkara gives chase. Buchanan is back there. How many Katie Buchanans are there this afternoon? Been one of the real bright lights for England, but France will get the penalty. One of the Red Rose players is down. But what a breathless passage of play that was, Zoe Harrison.
I know. I was just about to say, Buchanan looks like she's running in treacle now. She's got through a hell of a lot of effort today. That passage of play, I think she was involved in every bit of it.
1 minute.
There was a bit of a drama down here with the French crowd. They thought they'd turn over the ball a little bit earlier, but I also thought they might have been when they pinched the ball down here off feet, so the ref wasn't going to give it to them this time.
Well, Grace Clifford is having to return to the action because unfortunately Neve Williams has just had to be helped from the field, looking in a little discomfort. Neve Swales is also just down in the 22, just receiving a bit of treatment as well. So running repairs for England in the final few minutes on the match, according to our watch. We will be on the referees.
I think, yeah, that passage though was a lot more exciting from England. They started to get ball through the hands. Still, for me though, it's can we have a second receiver that's on a different side to Duffy? There's been a few times where I've been waving my mic about, trying to say that there's space just down this short side where I think Goldthorpe, McGillivray, whoever it is, just stand up and get into that first receiver, push them forwards out and start telling them, let's just play. Whatever it is, let's just get it through the hands, or you take someone on. I think that's what that will be key for England going into the next match against France, is looking at that, because if they start doing that, it unlocks a whole different attack and a whole different thing that France need to worry about.
Yeah, almost predictability of defence, of seeing where Duffy is and knowing that it's going to come through her each time, is allowing them to shut it down.
Yeah, just come through her and go in the same way each time. I just think once we get someone else stepping up there, it's just going to provide something else.
Super observations from England's fly half, currently out of the TikTok Women's Six Nations, recovering of course from ACL injury sustained in the Allianz Premier 15s. Niamh Wells is leaving the field, so Amy Dale has had to return to the action as well. Always difficult once you've started to cool off after what you think is your complete contribution to the game. We had two of the starters have had to come back onto the front row, Dale and Clifford. And it's going to be Masip from the penalty that pushes a little further into England territory. Into the midfield goes France through Champon. Long run over the top to Agel. Just stopped and was well met by Bonner. Masip and Gasser just stayed down that far channel. And they are still looking in that area as the replacement scrum half, Le Chardoy, has a little look, and in fact there was a little nudge of the ball forwards. Either way, and the referee decides that that will be that.
What I like to see from this French team is just how slick their passing is. It's just then the 9 was taken out of 3 players to pass it to the first receiver. I think if England could have start to have done that and got quick ball, it would have just given us a bit more excitement from our attack and an opportunity to do stuff against that French defence.
France then have met the challenge of England somewhat, scoring 5 tries to 3 in the first of these 2 under-20s international matches, and they looked good for it as well, didn't they? A couple of tries from Hawa Tunkara, certainly a key player amongst the side. Bourgeois, another one of those who got onto the scoreboard and, well, will take away 15 points from the game with some excellent conversion kicks as well. England, well, they did the work towards the end of the first half through Amy Dale to get themselves back within 4 points, but 14 unanswered points in the second half to France really told the story. Chance to look back at some of the scores that we enjoyed over the course of the game, and well, certainly in that second half, loose ball for Tunkara, and well, once she found the space, she was absolutely away. That time able to offload and send Laberry, the scrum half, in, who looks another great future prospect for France in that shirt, and Ngassa as well. Just seemed that when it was switched on for France, they were all on the same page, right, Zoe?
Yeah, just as I said, for England, sometimes it didn't click for them, but France today were really clicking as a team together, especially in that second half. They really started to come alive, and you saw them just, the ball getting through their hands so nicely. It's really exciting to see, especially from an under-20 side. You know, that is what you see from senior rugby, and that's what you expect from France seniors. So to see that at their under-20 side is, for them, it looks like a very bright future.
Yeah, and Morgan Bourgeois, who was able to pop up on, well, the try here just as France had flooded into England's 22, patient enough to then reload and be confident enough. And Tunkara, well, what a discovery she is. Super work from the Bobby New winger, getting in for the final try of the match. Just proving to have too much upper body strength for some of those upright tackles that England were putting in on the attempt to stop her. France back into the huddle, no doubt plenty to enjoy as far as Gaël Mignot, the senior head coach alongside David Ortiz. They will have liked what they've seen this afternoon. Plenty to work on from an English perspective. Lou Meadows and Nathan Morris, they will know that perhaps the line out needs a little bit of work in terms of just tweaking that. Just get a sense though that if England can find just that opportunity to click, sometimes it's not quite your day. They certainly have the players in that back line to finish, and as we've seen up front, well, those 3 tries in the first half showed that they've got it in that department as well.
Yeah, as you said, like, just sometimes it's not your day and it just does not click throughout the whole game. Hopefully when they go over to France now, that will change and they will start clicking. I think they need to go back and just from a back's perspective look at their starter play. Sometimes they overrun each other, just as I said, allowing each other to have the space to take off, because they've got some exceptional talent in that back line, and to use it and let them take off is what they need to do. Just the support lines with it, not overrunning and getting in their way, and then also just that two-sided attack, getting someone else sitting in first receiver to show France something that they don't expect.
Brilliant to have your company this afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. Good luck with the rest of the ACL rehab, and to all of you for joining us here at Wellington College. Not to be England's day, but they will certainly have another crack at France under-20s women when they head over to France to take them on there. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage from Wellington College. We'll see you very soon. Final score, England 17, France 35.